and it's never happened before. Well, I had something happen that is really strange, and I cannot figure it out. Hello everybody, welcome back to the cabin. Welcome back to Commonwealth. Flipper, thanks for joining us. So, didn't have a ton of sales, and all of a sudden in the last hour, we've had a little flurry. We had 5 or 6 sales in the last hour, and then one off of another platform, which alerted me to something that I didn't know before, and it's a bit of a, I don't know, I guess a warning, because it's a platform that I've endorsed, and it's a I don't know if I've endorsed it. It's a platform that I've suggested, let's say. I haven't got any money for it, I can tell you that. I don't think I've gotten anything for it, but it's something that I've talked about before and said, hey, if you're not doing this, maybe you should think about it. I've enjoyed it. I've made a lot of money off it. I had a sale today off of it, but I've got a little bit of a story that I at least feel like I need to tell you, because over the last couple of years, I've got a couple similar stories, and I had never had it happen before. So I'm just like, well, something's wrong, but I'm not quite sure. But I have overwhelming amount of people say, hey, thanks for telling me about this. I've got extra sales, you know, whatever. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute, but we're going to take a look at 3 or 4 sales, maybe 5, and then we'll talk about it. Let's take a look. I think we have well over 20 items headed out of here today, 25 or so. 5 of them are to viewers, including this guy right here, which you remember, well, you might remember if you watch the Picker channel, me picking him up. It's a vintage Dollywood bear, but it also has the tag on it. It sold for 40 bucks. Free shipping on that one, but it's super light, so it shouldn't be an issue. This one's headed out to Steve and to his girlfriend, Courtney, who's from Tennessee and loves Dolly. Who doesn't love Dolly, right? You know, I'm a little partial to Disneyland. I grew up within not a half an hour, I guess, within an hour of Disneyland. We were in San Bernardino County, and so it was a little bit of a drive, but definitely went there many, many, many times as a kid. And my parents grew up in Orange County, so they were super duper close to it, right, you know, during the time when it was all getting started. So at any rate, I loved Dollywood, though. I went last year, and it was the first time I had ever gone, and I just absolutely loved it. So hopefully we'll go back soon. So at any rate, he says that you're the only YouTuber that Courtney likes to watch. That's very flattering. I wish I could say that about my wife and kids. They'll watch anything but me. Thanks. Sold some perfume that I bought for $1, and it was here for a long time. Had a little damage on the box, but still new. $16. Plus shipping. Sold a Robert Graham belt, and these belts can actually go for really good money, but this one had a little bit of damage on it. Nothing like out of this world crazy bad, but well, I'll show you. So this one, I mean, you see a little bit of fraying there. Do you see it? A little bit of wear, but overall it's not in terrible condition, but there's just, you know, nicks here and there. And when you get down to the whole part, you know, there's a little bit of damage around those. And so I think I originally put it out there for like 19 bucks, and somebody said, hey, I'll give you 15. And I'm like, yeah, I had nothing into it anyway. So that one sold $15 plus shipping. I don't know if this can work or not, but I don't know. I hope you can see through here. I just saw the sun come out, and then all of a sudden it started raining. So I had to go check, and the chickens are out here. So we'll see. If they start running for cover, you know the rain is really coming. Crazy. Next item is a pair of Tony Lama boots that I feel like I just bought them. I don't remember editing this video, so I don't remember what I paid for them, but I do know what they sold for. $44 plus shipping for those boots right there. So, you know, boots can be good. Condition is everything, and, you know, you check out Mountain Man Treasure did a video on cleaning them, but basically, if I gotta do much cleaning, unless they're high dollar stuff, I usually don't. You'll see that this could look incredibly sharp if they were cleaned. But I find that I'd rather take a little less and get them out the door. $44 plus shipping. Had a sale out of the Motu box, and I knew I had some more Master of the Universe figures that I had to sell, or that I had to pull later. So I figured I'd grab it now, even though this one isn't a Motu sale. This is Michael Knight. You might remember me picking this one up. And I think it went off on a send offer at 5% off, so it sold for just under $11.50, I think, somewhere around there, plus shipping. Still made a nice profit, and you just couldn't pass this guy up, you know. How awesome, you know, is it to find a David Hasselhoff Michael Knight figure out there in the wild? Pretty cool. $11.40 plus shipping. Next sale I'm going to show you really quick before we talk about the topic of the day, because this item right here relates directly to the topic of the day. So I made a sale on Bonanza, and this was the item. It headed out for, look at that, it still had a little click left in it. Headed out for like, I don't know, out the door $50 some, 52, something like that. And sold on Bonanza, and it is a Greek music box, and I'm tempted to turn it and let you hear it, but it takes forever to unwind, so I'm not going to do that because it'd be playing forever. But we paid up for that, and I even still took some grief down there for not paying enough because it was for the veterans, but we paid up. I think I paid $20 for it, and so we're making less than that in profit. I think like maybe closer to 15. And you know, you don't like to spend 20 to make 15 doing this kind of stuff. But man, that lady was awesome, and I couldn't resist it because I had never seen it. And guess what I saw at the flea market last week? Another one exactly like it, except for it was in way worse condition, so I didn't buy it. So this was a Bonanza sale. So let me give a little context here. If you've been watching the Flipper channel for over a year now, for probably closer to 2 years now, I've been talking every once in a while about Bonanza, and every once in a while I'll say, this is a Bonanza sale. Well, so I went to go look at the records. I've sold 31 items on Bonanza this year. So that's not very many. What is that? I don't know, 3 a month? Is that right? 4 a month? Something like that? So not a ton of sales. I guess it's 4 a month. Not a ton, but definitely some. We'll probably sell around 50 to 60 items this year. Probably closer to 50 than 60 on Bonanza. And I'm happy for those sales. I get messages from people all the time. Hey, thanks for doing that. I had a Bonanza sale, the first one in 2 months, but I had one. Or, hey, I hadn't sold this item for 2 years on eBay and it's sold on Bonanza. Or somebody bought every item that I had multi-quantity and they bought it over there. So I've heard almost nothing but good news about it. Now, I don't get anything for it. If you sign up using the link I used to have, they were supposed to give me coins or something, but I never saw anything for it. So I'm like, forget it. It doesn't matter. Anyways, I'm going to talk about it because it's a platform to sell on that requires zero work. Everything, well, I shouldn't say zero. You set it up, and once it's set up, everything's automated, and it just takes your eBay listings and lists them over on Bonanza. But ever since I started doing that, every once in a blue moon, somebody will send me a message and say, hey, it's sold on Bonanza and it wasn't automatically delisted on eBay. I'm like, I've never seen that. Every time something sells, it gets delisted on eBay. Every single time for me. And I've sold probably, I don't know, sold a bunch earlier. So at least 50 items, probably closer to 75 items on Bonanza. And it's never happened before. Well, I had something happen that is really strange and I cannot figure it out. You may remember me auctioning off a bunch of marbles. And it went for like, I don't know, over $100, I think. And those marbles I still have left. But those marbles got bought on Bonanza before the auction ended on eBay. And it was an eBay auction. It was not a buy it now. It was not a, pick one or the other, auction, or you can buy it now, right? It was a straight auction. And I didn't know. I never got an alert from Bonanza like I usually do about a sale. So something is really, really strange here. But when I saw this sale, I clicked on sales, items to ship, and it said 2. Like, what do you mean 2? I've never had another sale. And so we go back however many weeks ago that was, and I found that sale on there, and somebody bought those marbles for $3.21 plus shipping. And they sold for way more than that on auction on eBay. So I've got to dig in this. I got to figure it out. I already sent a message to the buyer because they're like, where's my item? Where's my item? I'm like, this is really odd. I can't imagine how you're even allowed to buy this over there. And I auction stuff on eBay. So it's not like this is something that could happen. I mean, there's tons of stuff. I start at 99 cents. This would have happened long before on Bonanza. So something's really fishy, and I got to get to the bottom of it. And I want to know any horror stories about Bonanza or any good stories down below. I'm going to get down to it. I'm not going to get off of Bonanza because of this. I'm going to figure it out. I will say that there is very little customer service over there as a buyer or as a seller. Very, very difficult to return money and all that stuff. So there is a warning. And so Bonanza is not all peaches and cream. Something can go wrong. Next item, I'm not sure I can get with one hand here, so I might make a couple of multiple trips to get these, but I'll give you the idea here. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll get one, and then I'll tell you it's a bunch of, I think these are macho pads for Taekwondo. I've sold so many of these. I bet you I've sold this kind of stuff 50 times over the years. And this lot, which I'll show you in a minute, sold for $25 plus shipping. Nothing incredibly amazing here at $25 plus shipping, but you know, I like selling them. Parents put their kids in different stuff and it costs a lot of money, and then they got to pay for the equipment, and they can come on eBay and get it for, you know, half the price of buying it new. So hopefully it helps somebody out and help me out too. All right, we have an Inman headed out of here today, and all the stickers and all the stuff that goes with it. This guy is headed out. We do one auction a week. If you're new to the channel, you can look back at the history of the Inman. You're in the house that Inman built. Currently, through these auctions and your generosity, building a second one. Anyway, love the channels. I've been reselling for about a year and had some great finds. Thanks for sharing your experience. It has helped immensely getting started. Jacob, this is headed your way, and I hope he gets things moved for you. Some of y'all might remember this item from the 301 because you commented in the Commonwealth Picker video. It was a free item. The guy's just like, you can have it. I'm like, cool. Then I left it on a table, and you're like, you forgot it, you forgot it. And I did forget it. But somebody who was there at the sale with me, who I had met previously in the day, saw me leave it behind and grabbed it and brought it and gave it to me. So we did end up getting it. And a lot of times people will message me and say, you forgot something. And occasionally I have. But a lot of times it's just, it looks like that in the edit, because I don't always put me going back and picking things up in the edit because it seems kind of pointless. But anyway, these were free and they went out for $11.90, I think is what they went out for. So we're not making a bunch of money. I wouldn't have paid more than $1 for them. I'm not sure I would have paid that, but when I picked them up and looked at them, the guy's like, you can have them. I'm like, sweet. Speaking about getting criticized, I avoided it on this one. I don't think anybody complained. It was a couple of games, N64 games I bought from those two young boys who were just awesome. That's a 301. They wanted $5 a piece. And I said, I'll give you $5 for the other one because it sold for like 14 plus shipping. I said, I'll give you 3 for this one because I knew it was going to sell for about 10 plus shipping. And they're like, yeah, absolutely. So I'm like, sweet. $10. You know, I paid 3. I wouldn't want to typically, but those guys were awesome. 3 into 10, you know, after fees and stuff, I'll make $5 on it. So I'm happy. You know, speaking of those Taekwondo pads or martial art pads, and they're used for different martial arts. I've sold those a ton of times. I've also sold these a ton of times, and a lot of people think I'm nuts for doing it. And they're probably right. But these sold at a 5% discount, so they're just under $7 plus shipping for these right here. I've got 2 sets of them in here as well. So they're both wooden boggle blocks. And I'll buy a boggle game, and you can part a couple things out, but usually this is the only thing really worth it. And you can usually sell them for about $7 plus shipping. And, you know, if you pay 50 cents, you know, you can make $5. So everybody picks these up and makes $5. Nobody picks these up and makes $5. So I do it all the time. And usually I can just add quantity to the listing, but I haven't found any in a while, not for 50 cents. So I'm happy I sold those blocks. Pretty cool. I hope a lot of people don't start doing that because there is a very limited market. Not a lot listed and not a lot sold. So if y'all start doing that, I'm going to have to stop. All right, let's see here. This guy here, same with this kind of stuff, right? But you know what? I still seem to do all right about it, and I talk about it all the time. This is something my dad picked up. He's a giant box of Tupperware. I say, whoops, I'm going to break it. I'll put my crash sound in there. I used to do that, but I haven't done it in a while. People always say, why don't you do that anymore? It's because it scares people. Oh my goodness. And I usually just bubble wrap it, put it in a poly bag, and let it go. And I didn't turn it on, so you won't know how light it is. And he got the whole box for $5, and there's a few good pieces. And so this isn't a bunch of money, but this right here will pay for the rest of the box. Everything else will be pure profit. This actually will make a little profit because it's so light. It'll go out at the 8-ounce rate. So I'm happy with that, $13. I'm sorry, that one went out to Nick. So I think we actually, and this one's going to viewer, I think we're up to 5 viewer sales, not the 5 that or what I say, up to 7? I don't know. A bunch of them. This one went to Graham. I think this is the hat. Normally I come get these in advance so I don't have to dig, but I know this one just went in there, that striper hat. How cool is that? Just love that hat. And that guy right there sold to, I think it's Grant. Sold for $12.35. It's going to Gil. Sorry, not Grant, it's going to Gil. Kevin and family, I'm so happy to be making this purchase from you. I really enjoy all the content you put on YouTube. Your family is a blessing. Still hope to connect next time I'm visiting in Lynchburg. Gil, I like it. Gil's Great Sales. That's the eBay store, and that's a pretty cool hat. I hope you enjoy it. Had 3 Masters of the Universe items heading out of here. This is a sticker, is all it is, and certainly not sticky anymore. And this guy here, I can't remember this guy's name. I mentioned him in the other video, and I couldn't remember it then either. Modulok? That's not right, but it's close. That one sold for $12.30. This one sold for $14 plus shipping. This one sold for $18.95 plus shipping. 18 plus shipping. I think I'm right about all that, but if I'm not, I'll total them all up and put them on our list of the I Have the Power sale. These things right here, guys, sometimes just the inside sticker cardboard ports of the Castle Grayskull, they're pretty good. So if you ever see these laying around, I didn't know what they were because they weren't with the rest of them. I Google lensed them, and as soon as I did it, I'm like, oh my gosh, how did I not know that? Because I remember this one when I was a kid for sure, and they were kind of odd, you know, to be in Castle Grayskull, but it makes sense if you've ever watched the show. All right, I did have these mixed up. This was 14 plus shipping. It's the weapons rack in Castle Grayskull. We sold the weapons lot earlier. This was $18.95 plus shipping. So there you go. This was right. And Anthony, thank you for, I don't remember which one you purchased. Looks like you purchased the sticker, so I appreciate it. The total so far, $220 buy, $468 so far with tons to go. Hey y'all, we got Sophie in here today. She ain't been in here in a while. No pet come and visit me anymore. I'm feeling lonely in here, huh? So we need a bath. Turner's here with us, and he sold some helmets or hats. What are they? They're hats. Football hats. They're like baseball hats, like ornaments, huh? But they're for football teams. I don't think there's any baseball teams, but they're baseball hats, which is kind of cool. I don't know where they came from. I guess Blueberry's mama bought them at Goodwill or something. $6 plus shipping, something like that. They're probably 99 cents. I don't know what the heck, where they came from. What's your favorite football team?
Titans and the Panthers.
Yeah. And Titans probably your favorite, huh? You like it. That's pretty cool color blue. It looks good in the cabin. I like it. For sure. Everybody thinks you're getting so big, Turner. So big. You're not going to be able to do sales like this much longer. You keep getting big. And
about to be 9.
About to be 9, huh? Maybe you're going to have to start doing the sales, huh? That's right. All right, so I got another question before we end here. What's Daddy's favorite team?
The Rams.
The Rams, that's right. And how about Blueberry's mama?
Green Bay Packers. That's Reagan's favorite too.
And Reagan's favorite too, because she loves mama. That's why. And what's Bubba's favorite team?
Steelers, Pittsburgh.
That's right. What's Bubba's girlfriend's favorite team? You remember that?
What is it called? Wait,
you got it. Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills. You got it, buddy. Very good. Everybody likes somebody different except for Bluebird's mama and Reagan, huh? All right, buddy. Thanks, and this is definitely going to be, actually, it's barely going to be enough for you to do what?
Save $1, spend $1, and donate $1. Bye.
I just sold another NWO sticker. What do you know? We're down into the low 30s here, so y'all won't have to hear this for much longer, and we're going back to the 127 sale. If you want info on that, check it out on Garage Sale Nation Facebook group, or go over and check out our meetup on Trash to Cash Podcast, Instagram, or wherever. The actual podcast on YouTube as well. That one sold for $10 free shipping. Another of the old faithfuls headed right back over here. The ET in drag pin, which is not what it is, but that's just what I call it. So this was a 5% offer, so $7 instead of $8. I think it was $7.60 for that one. And that is plus shipping. Sold the first of the Navy ashtrays. And I don't remember what it sold for. Somewhere around $12, I think, plus shipping. All right, it's $12.30 plus shipping, and it did go to a viewer, went to Teresa. I'm a fan of you and your family. We're AF. We're Air Force, but a Navy ashtray will do. You don't often hear that. That's awesome. Very, very cool. And so thank you for your service, your family, whoever you're mentioning there. Thank you so much. My brother-in-law smokes. He's retired Air Force. So I hope having a rival service will make him quit smoking. Yeah, that's a good point. I like it. Give the kitties a rub. The kitties. I'm thinking my kitties a rub. I'm like, what are we talking? Give the kittens a rub for me, Teresa, that is really cool. So thank you so much. And I love, it's what gravitates, you know, I have 3 of these. And, you know, I love history. And of course, the trident on there, which is, of course, Poseidon's symbol for the name. Well, whatever. I'm not going to teach a lesson, but I want to so bad. I miss it. Anyway, thank you, Teresa. I appreciate it. Next sale, I recognize the name, I think, Megan. So I'm going to say thank you to Megan. And I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure you might be a viewer because I've seen that name before. So anyway, this is a Steve Madden Brooklyn backpack. And I think you live in New York. And that's why I think you've bought an item, a New York type item before. So Steve Madden still has the tags on it. $39 for that one. Pretty good. I like that bag. It's pretty cool. Hey, y'all, just realized, totally forgot a Mary Kay Time-Wise Bronze 1, which might explain the different attire, because it's the next day. But it's headed out of here for $11 plus shipping. Wherever Reagan goes, there go the animals. How you doing, No Name? Want to say hi? Huh? Want to say hi? Oh, you're not going to say hi today. So Reagan is actually filming this yesterday. The rest of this video is today, which is probably yesterday for you. This is probably 2 yesterdays. Anyway, it's getting complicated. The reason I say that is because we can't give you an update on how many of these sold, because it's the same day we announced it, even though it's not the same day we announced it. But my guess is those are selling super fast, and that box back there is all we got. Yep. And we're not going to ship them out until probably, I don't know, Tuesday is my guess. So if you ordered one, they'll be on your way, and hopefully there's enough for everybody who wants one. And Reagan has a couple of thank yous. What do you got?
Tanya got a blue CWP shirt.
Blue CWP shirt.
Courtney got a fanny pack, and she wants me and you and Turner to sign it.
Me and you and Turner, all right.
She's Robin Ness Reseller.
All right, can we remember to sign that? Every once in a while people ask me and we just don't get it done. Y'all got to read those messages when we get it so we get it done. So no promises on those signatures, but we try our best and we usually get something. If nothing else, we get these right here.
How you going, buddy?
Anyway. All right, Reagan, thank you very much.
Bye, and don't forget your sticker at commonwealthpicker.com.
Hey, really quickly, this was not a gift in the mail, but I had opened it and read it, and I just wanted to show it to you really quick and give a big giant thank you to Steven for his encouraging words. I really appreciate that. And if you do want to send us something, you don't have to send us anything of any monetary value. We just like to hear from y'all, and I appreciate it. What's it say here? It said, your kids rock. I totally agree. Very, very cool. Thank you so much. And there is the address right there if you want to send something. Hey, just some thanks. As always, you guys are awesome. I wanted to address one comment I saw the other day about American Bubble Boy, and they're like, why would you endorse American Bubble Boy when it's so much more expensive than bubble wrap at other places? And I challenged the person, I'm like, hey, and they were kind. They weren't being mean. I'm like, you know, what are you talking about? I'm like, I look all the time, and there might occasionally be somewhere a little bit cheaper. I'm not saying it's absolutely the cheapest, but I will tell you that if you're buying the 700 feet of 3x16, which is what most people buy, it is as cheap or very competitive with every single other group out there. Certainly cheaper than going to Walmart carry American Arbitrage. So if you're buying one because it's being shipped, it's definitely not cheaper. Definitely not cheaper. But check out all of those over there, and don't forget to use our link if you haven't already. And if it's not, hey, shoot, if you can get it $20 cheaper, like this person said, and I said, hey, show me the screenshot, I'd love to see it because I'll buy it because I haven't seen it. So making that comment, I'll probably get all kinds of stuff. But 700 feet 3x16, if you just need basic service like that, like I do, it you know, the service, especially when you get a subscription, that takes another 5% off, and it just automatically shows up. And I didn't even have to order it. That has been really cool. So anyway, thank y'all. And signups are going on. I don't know if probably by this time they're all taken. I don't know that for sure. Check with the podcast. Check with me on Instagram for the meetup at the 127, and we'll see what we can do for you. We're trying to make it free for everybody. Well, not everybody. I mean, I can't pay for 500 people, but I don't know. Dave, can you pay for 500 people? So I am going to talk about this too. Reagan's probably already talked about that as well. That is the only bit we have. So when that's gone, it is all gone. And my guess is by this point, a lot of those are gone But I'm filming this a little bit before you see it as well. So, at any rate, thank you all very, very much for all your support. I can't wait to see you next.